last year, our company gave her a humanitarian award at the American Massage Therapy Association convention. And one of the main reasons is I don't know of any other person in the world who cares more for massage therapy that isn't a massage therapist than Angie. And when she gets done telling you her story, you will fully agree with me why we love her and why she loves massage therapy. Thank you, Angie.
Okay, so who's still awake? Okay. All right, well, my name is Angie Patrick. I'm the Director of Business Development for Massage Warehouse. I'm also the price fairy. I keep the wings tucked in because they're a little flamboyant, it's a little crazy. Kick up a dust, you know, it's kind of bad. But I can't tell you how excited I am to be here and talking to you guys. You guys, the students and the instructors and the new graduates are the people that really engage me the most. I think getting you guys on the right track right off the bat in your business is probably one of the greatest gifts that the FSMTA can give you to provide this type of a program. And I'm just honored. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, FSMTA, for allowing Massage Warehouse to be a part of this. We would not do it if we had the opportunity. We'd do it everywhere, but not all the associations want to jump on board with this. You guys are very lucky to be here in Florida and to be have the FSMTA available to you. So all I'm going to say is, if you haven't signed up, please, y'all quit playing around. Go do it. Go. Shoot. Okay. All right, and I will tell you that there may be some images in here. If you're a sensitive type person, you may not be able to take this, so feel free to cry, knock yourself out. It'll be okay, though. It is well. This is my little girl. My story is about a story of love. My little daughter is who I'm going to be talking about. And this is one of the reasons that massage is so important to me. I'm not a massage therapist. And I want to be, one day, maybe when I grow up, I want to be a massage therapist. If this Massage Warehouse thing doesn't work out for me, I don't know, but we'll see. So what makes me passionate about my job? I have a sincere appreciation for anyone who can put their hands on another person and be able to feel that pain and take it away from them. I think that is probably a gift directly from God, and I think if you have that gift, you should absolutely do everything you can to foster it and make it grow. I also have very personal, first-hand knowledge of the importance of the power of touch and how it can help comfort people that have very, very few options. Let me share with you one of the biggest reasons in the world that I have for loving and supporting this industry. Olivia Lior, that's her name, Olivia Lior Wamper. She was born on March 30th, 2004. Her typical gestation for a baby is 40 weeks. Olivia felt like she was an overachiever and felt like she needed to come out there at 24 weeks. So by the time I found out I was pregnant for 11 weeks. That's like the fastest pregnancy ever. She weighed 1 pound 6 ounces. She was a little over 1 foot long, and she was the only survivor of a pair of twins. So no matter how tiny, no matter how itty bitty, look at the foot and the hand. Look at that. No matter how little they are, how much you think they can't understand what's going on, the power of touch is universal. It's absolutely ingrained in our psyche and our genetics. When you're touched, you feel better. And I know this to be true. I know this first. We all crave touch. Everybody needs to be touched in some way. I mean, we all like to be hugged, right? That's an acceptable social way to greet one another with. I love the hugging going on back there. That's some love. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. But you always want to get somebody's, okay on hugging. Just don't hug everybody. Wouldn't be good. Might turn out badly. They might like lavender, though. I don't know. But we all crave it. It's just human nature. Cats will get together and they will cuddle up to one another, and puppies get up against their mommies. And you see this with everything in the animal kingdom. Why would humans be any different? Why would we not respond to that on a very base level? Okay, so here's my real life experience on massage. So Olivia spent most of her first 7 months in an incubator with little touch. I mean, I couldn't touch her for the first, 4 months or so. Only people who did were doctors, and that was very clinical. And I think you can all understand the intent behind touch. You know, somebody's just changing your diaper or whatever if you're a baby, and that's their job. You kind of know that. You kind of know that's not mama. You know that's not somebody who loves me and who wants to nurture me. You just know that's clinical. So that's all she knew. That's all she ever knew. Olivia had some really humongous challenges, and when I say humongous, let me speak a little Latin for you. She had 2 individual intraventricular hemorrhages. She had a PDA valve failure in her heart. She had ruptured intestines, chronic renal failure to the tune of 4 times by the time she was 6 months old. Chronic pulmonary dysplasia. She had an ileostomy. She was fed through a G-tube. She has retinopathy of prematurity, and she had to be intubated for 6 months so that she could simply breathe. That's a lot to handle when you weigh 1 pound and 6 ounces. That's a lot. So she's a tough kid, no doubt about it, but she had her challenges. But when we finally, and it was Mother's Day, I won't ever forget, when we were finally able to put our hands on her, I got to hold her for the first time. And it was like this bond happened. You know, this child just lit up, this little lifeless lump that I've been loving on and praying for from afar. I could put my hands on her, and I could touch her, and I could feel the response, and I could feel her warming up. And you know what? I had other massage therapist friends who would come and they would do Reiki and energy work and all the things that you cool therapist kids do. And she was responding. The doctors didn't give her much hope until somebody was able to lay hands on her. And then guess what? The next thing we know is she started to thrive. She started to be able to maintain her own body temperature. Her oxygen levels became stronger. She came out of renal failure and had less incidences with that. We didn't have to do blood transfusions every other day. Everything was just more improved, more robust, and she was just growing and growing and growing, finally putting on some weight. So guess what? Because I am the self-centered individual that I think I am, I thought I had invented the wheel. I think that if I tell the world that touch is healing, I need to wave a flag. I know this now. You know, the angels sang and everything. I thought that I had invented this, right? All Angie. Angie did. The fact of the matter is, obviously, you know, I didn't have anything to do with that. That had nothing to do with me. But I did see firsthand what happened with touch. So I felt almost in a position of power from my side of the fence, not the therapist side of the fence, but from your client's side of the fence. I can tell you how important it is. And if you don't believe that it's important, oh, you still will in just a few minutes. Go right ahead. Oh, wait, I'm a little bit ahead. So little did I know that even though I thought I had invented it, I didn't. There was research out there to support this. The research is out there if you want to find it. You just have to go find it. Research is like the crux of our whole community. Excuse me. Yes, ma'am. There we go. And that's Ruth Werner is the president of the Massage Therapy Foundation, and they provide funding, and they raise funding to support more research. Without more research, we won't move forward. Without moving forward, we're all going to be doing this very same thing for the rest of our lives, which might be okay for us, but what about our kids that want to be massage therapists? Don't we want them to have a little more than we have, to have it more medically accepted, to have it accepted in more hospitals and more doctors to be able to prescribe it? It's got to happen, right? Well, it doesn't just happen. It happens through research, and the research has to be done. Well, even though I didn't do it, Dr. Tiffany Field beat me to it, and there's a lot of others like her. There's research that was on the subject, and the more I read, the more fascinated I became by it. And the more papers that I read about this, that, the other thing, the more intrigued I got by research, and the more I was empowered. I was in a place of power at that point where I knew I could do something. Angie Patrick, can do something, and I was blessed to be able to work for a company that allowed me the latitude to do that. Thank you, Massage Warehouse, because they have been behind this movement for the last decade, trying to take care and move forward and raise money. And so they've been really very, very supportive. Go ahead. So Olivia is now 7, and the cutest little Tootsie Roll you ever did see. So you see, it does have a pretty good ending. She does have a few challenges as a result of her prematurity, but she's doing really, really well. She really, truly is. But just when we thought that, we can maybe breathe a little bit, because there's therapies, there's this, there's that, there's the other thing. We've got so many things to do with certain doctors. We thought we had turned the page. Never say that. Don't ever say that. Because when it rains, it pours. And on October 12th, 2008, she was 4 years old. She was diagnosed with medulloblastoma, which is a brain cancer. Now, that's a cancer that affects cerebral fluid, brain matter, and the spinal column. She had 2 tumors removed and has completed treatments with 85% chance of survival. That's a very strong chance of survival for someone who had so many challenges going in. Now, I have to put 2 and 2 together, and I'm not very good at numbers, but this baby's been having massage her whole life, and she's responded better to treatment than expected. I don't have any evidence to back that up. I'm hoping one day there will be some more studies that can prove what I know is true, and what I know each one of you sitting in these seats and standing in the back of the room know. Tell me you don't know that touch heals. Can I get an amen? Okay, I want to be able to say that I have something to do with proving that fact, proving it to the medical doctors who are still naysayers. So I choose to be an activist for research. I make that choice. I'm not even a therapist. And I'm making that my goal because I've seen firsthand what happens. So she's had both of these tumors removed. One was cancerous, one was not, thank God. So there's good news. Her prognosis is strong, and she continues to grow and exceed everybody's expectations. Both tumors fully removed, and we're thankful for everybody in the community that prayed for us and really held us, and God held us right in the middle of His hands. And I'm happy to say that as of Tuesday of last week, she's 2.5 years free of cancer. So we got So, a gift came out of that darkness. When life hands you something horrible, don't you ever give up. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I mean, my husband and I felt like we were juggling pianos for like the longest time. You ever see that, Roadrunner and Coyote juggling piano? I really felt like that's what we were doing. And it seemed like every other day somebody was saying, oh, your child couldn't make it. You might have a problem here. She's going to be this. You can't listen to all of that. You take one day at a time, and don't ever get down on it. You just can't. And I'll tell you why. Because it seems like we just got handed a whole pile of poop, right? I mean, just to be knocking it down in its most pure sense. That's a lot to handle when you're the parent and she's the child. That's a tremendous amount to handle. But you know what? Before she had cancer, Olivia didn't speak a word. Not a word. We signed everything. That's how we communicated with her. Here's the light at the end of the tunnel. Just when you think, God, don't hand me anything else, I'm done. When she woke up from her brain surgery, she woke up. Do y'all hear me? From brain surgery, where they went into her head and pulled matter out of her head, and she woke up and she said to me, Mommy, Daddy, what are we doing here? Why are we healed? It was in there the whole time and it couldn't come out. So now I hear her tell me her wants, her desires, her needs, her dreams, her hopes. I get it now. I get it. You can't take all of this negative stuff and wallow in a field of self-pity. That is just crap. And if any of you are going through some stuff right now, I hope you're hearing me, because everybody's got something that they're all going through. You don't ever, ever, ever give up. You've got to believe that there's something better down the road, because there always is. There always is. How cool it is to touch and make people feel better. Apparently I invented oncology massage. I don't know. And craniosacral work. Olivia gets massage every week. Every possible massage that I can afford to make sure that she gets, that I think may be beneficial to her in her recovery, she gets. Because even though I didn't invent it, I still think it's pretty cool. And I have to say that it has a positive response on her. I wish she had been a case study. I wish somebody had followed her like I have, because then there would be no doubt in anyone's mind the importance of touch. So if it can happen, if this can impact my little family, here I am, Jane Doe, nobody special, just somebody that has a kid that's sick. If it can impact me this way, it can impact so many of your clients this way. You don't know what your clients are going through. You don't know what they're dealing with. Maybe there's some research out there that you can pull and read and help them. Go on the website. What website do we need to go to, Ruth? MassageTherapyFoundation.org. Can I hear it all behind us again? MassageTherapyFoundation.org. find the research, look and see, because you might be the savior to some family. You just don't know. You just don't know what's out there to be given. You're brand new at this. I'm telling you, there's a whole world for you to pull from out there. There's a whole world of information. And thank God for all those therapists that went before us, that did the studies, that did the research, to pull all this information together. Because without them, we would all be sitting here going, man, massage feels pretty good. That's about all I got. Feels good. Don't know anything else. Now we know it has qualified evidence behind it. So now I'm on a mission. It gives credit. What does research do? It gives credibility to everything that we already know, that touch heals. And without those that conduct proper quantitative research, making research therapy more medically accepted, and without those folks pioneering that for us, and we're kind of at a stalemate. It'll never get any better than it is right now. It's pretty good right now, but I want more. I think we all want more. I think for the companies, too, that have been so important for this event, and for this trade show, and for supplying you the products, and being a part of the community, it's all of our corporate responsibility, and I'm delighted to be surrounded by companies that get that. Earthlight, Strong Light, Biofreeze, Bon Vital. If I forgot me, please forgive me, but Massage Warehouse. Hi. So I wrap it all up to say, what does this mean? I mean, Olivia's had some great therapies. What does it mean to my family? Well, that's my beautiful husband and my little daughter going to a father-daughter dance. And that's my little bald peanut looking at her little bald peanut. Isn't that the cutest thing? And if we get more joy, more happiness, more love, because you just don't know the impact. So now we celebrate things that people said we would never ever see. And I have to learn to let go. It's her first day of school. Walking away, yeah, did it to me too, yeah. A little biscuit, that little Heidi, she's so stinky. Anyway, I digress. So my personal mission is to first grow Massage Warehouse into the mega Goliath majesty that it's going to be, and that it can help be part of it and be there to help sell and do and provide you guys the products that you all require and need to do this gargantuan task for you. But I also want to bring awareness and the need for research forefront, because I think sometimes it can, even despite our best interest, can become, oh, somebody says research. Don't do that. Really, it's not boring. It's fascinating. All you have to do is read it. You just have to get involved. So, now that brings me to this is the pitch part of the show. The reason that I would say all of this, and you've learned this big story about my daughter, is because I'm committed to raising money for massage therapy. And thank God there are many companies that feel that way. There's a ton of partners that we have in this event. You're going to go into a trade show hall this weekend, and if your feet don't hurt already, promise you they will. They will. And we have a whole spa set up back there for your feet. We have a working spa on the trade show floor, and for a $10 donation that goes directly to massage therapy research, you're going to get a 10-minute foot protocol done that you're going to learn while at the same time you're having it done with so many different products from so many of our different vendors. And in return, you're just going to feel fabulous. Your feet are going to feel fabulous. You can choose from a ton of different things, from reflexology, hot cold contrast, stone massage, exfoliation. We've got a paraffin dip. We're doing mechanical massages. It's just craziness over there. You've got to come. If you go to the trade show hall, back right corner. And it's an industry win-win. I'm not going to go into all of that. What I'd like to do is skip to the one where I talk about our partners. Massage Warehouse is not alone in supporting this worthwhile event. Next slide. All of these folks, Bon Vital, the FSMTA, Performance Health, Massage Magazine, Massage Today, Massage Warehouse, Swan, Soothing Touch, Core Products, TheraBath, and of course the students from Everest University and Candy Morris. When you bring the community together to do something, you do it, and the thing that you need to do gets done. I think it's important when you wrap your arms around as many people as you can and you say, we have a task to do. Help me get there. Well, that's me. This is me asking you to help me get there. Okay? So go by the sanctuary. Go read your research on. Right on. do this for me. I'm asking you this from my heart. I feel this strongly about it, and I wouldn't be up here boring you guys and keeping you from the grand prize if I didn't. So please do us all a favor. Do that checkout. Be a member of the FSCCA. Learn more about research and come to the sanctuary. I want to thank you for your time.